Gospel reading for today, February 14th, 2026. Memorial of Saint Cyril, monk, and Methodius, bishop. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. In those days when there again was a great crowd without anything to eat, Jesus summoned the disciples and said, "My heart is moved with pity for the crowd, because they have been with me now for 3 days and have nothing to eat. If I send them away hungry to their homes, they will collapse on the way, and some of them have come a great distance." His disciples answered him, "Where can anyone get enough bread to satisfy them here in this deserted place?" Still he asked them, "How many loaves do you have?" They replied, 7. He ordered the crowd to sit down on the ground. Then taking the 7 loaves, he gave thanks, broke them, and gave them to his disciples to distribute. And they distributed them to the crowd. They also had a few fish. He said the blessing over them, and ordered them distributed also. They ate and were satisfied. They picked up the fragments left over 7 baskets. There were about 4,000 people. He dismissed the crowd and got into the boat with his disciples, and came to the region of Dalmanutha. The Gospel of the Lord. Today's Gospel recalls a miracle that echoes another powerful moment in the ministry of Jesus. In both events, we see not only the multiplication of bread, but the revelation of Christ's compassionate heart and his desire to give fullness of life to all who follow him. Our Gospel today is similar to the account where Jesus multiplied 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed 5,000 people, after which the apostles gathered 12 baskets of leftovers. In this passage, however, we hear of the multiplication of 7 loaves to feed 4,000 people, and afterward, 7 baskets of fragments were collected. In both miracles, we clearly see who Jesus is, the compassionate shepherd and the Lord who gives fullness of life. At the beginning of the Gospel, he sees the vast crowd and responds with care. He teaches them and ministers to their needs. Though healing is not specifically mentioned in the feeding of the 4,000, we know that Jesus always attends to both the spiritual and physical hunger of the people. As evening approaches and the crowd remains, he instructs his disciples to provide them with food. When the 7 loaves are brought to him, Jesus takes the bread, gives thanks to the Father, breaks it, and gives it to the disciples to distribute to the people. Biblical scholars and early church teachers recognize in this action a foreshadowing of the Eucharist. The gestures, taking, blessing, breaking, and giving, reflect Christ's Eucharistic mission. These 2 miracles affirm that the Lord desires to satisfy not only our physical hunger, but also our deeper longing for meaning and eternal life. The sacrament of the Eucharist allows us to taste that fullness even now, a foretaste of the glory we hope to share with him in heaven. At every Mass, he nourishes us with his word and his body. The challenge for us today is how we respond to this gift. Are we willing to share in his life so that we may also share him with others? Some biblical scholars suggest that the people who experienced Jesus' love may also have begun sharing what they had with one another. This reminds us that whatever we have, whether little or much, can become a blessing when offered with love. As we reflect on this gospel, may we trust in Jesus, the bread of life, who never fails to provide. Nourished by his word and his body, may we become generous disciples, sharing our blessings, big or small, and allowing God to multiply them for the good of all.